what's up? This is the prompt. Welcome, okay? This is the Pretty Yapper. So I will give you just a brief introduction of why are you listening to the prompt right now? Why are you watching this video right now? And the reason why is because you thought it would be cool first. And also, too, this is going to be like a live speaking journal podcast. It's where I'm giving authentic reflections on any topic that I am presenting, right? So every episode will have a different topic. Every episode will have a different conversation. We'll actually have multiple conversations, right? And so I am just more so excited to just share that, I'm a young college student, and this podcast will reflect that. It will reflect, being a student who is also navigating through adulting and trying to figure out what does that look like for me? What does that look like for you as well, right? We'll have opportunities where we'll answer some questions. We'll actually have people comment on my Instagram. I'll make a post, Q&A, all that good stuff for the next episodes, just to go with our prompts, right, of whatever I develop. And so I'm super excited. We're going to start out rolling with just a few solo episodes, but I plan on having some guests in, and I'll actually have you guys' help with that to just choose what does that look like for the podcast. But yeah, just about me, I am Malia Walker, but you can call me Lily. Please call me Lily, because if you call me Malia, I'm thinking I'm in trouble with my grandma, and I don't want you to call me Malia in comments. But yeah, if you hear Malia, just know it's Lily. If you hear Lily, know it's Malia. But yeah, so just about me, I am super into media, which is why I developed this podcast. I love to talk. I love to have conversations. I literally am the loudest in the room. I'm always asking questions. I'm always curious about this. I'm very approachable, not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm a pretty, approachable person where people can just feel like they can have a conversation with me as well. So I don't talk to walls just because I like to talk a lot. But you can definitely ask me anything. Being here as a college student, which I attend the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. So super dope school, super dope campus, big campus, small campus feel. But that's definitely who I want to target as well, as just other people that are on campus giving you some tips, some, campus lifestyle tips. We'll have a segment of that. We'll have also a fun segment of music, because I love music, okay? I'm going to probably get a little off topic about either Mariah the Scientist, Young Thug situation right now. Like, I am that girl where I'm just having conversations on top of everything. So y'all might be in the comments like, girl, like we was just talking about this though. But anyway, yeah. That's just me. My favorite dessert is red velvet cake. You guys didn't ask that, but I think that's the best dessert on the planet. I love sweets. I love to eat. I'm definitely a foodie. I'm actually still discovering. I'm based in Charlotte, North Carolina, so I'm still discovering like what's some good food opportunities out here. So it's just kind of like super hard. But yeah, I'll probably be talking about a little bit of, my experiences in certain segments and things like that within the prompt that I will be providing. But yeah, I'm super excited. This is the first episode, so it may be a little awkward because I'm like a little nervous. I'm like, I'm talking to you guys right now, but I'm super excited. And I can't wait to dive into more of what we'll be talking about in the near future. But hopefully you guys kind of got a good idea of what this podcast will be about, a good idea of what what we'll be conversating about, which would be about mostly anything, but it will definitely be about, adulting and just navigating through life, which is why I created a prompt for today. Why are passions so overwhelming? Ugh, like, and I wanted to use, why are passions so overwhelming, that type of prompt, because this is the first episode of, honestly, the start of my career. This is the first episode of me actually getting to the bag and not letting myself sabotage things that I want to do, right? So being so nerve wracked about creating a podcast and like, all right, is anybody going to listen to it? Are people going to watch me and things like that? And, I started surrounding my passions around other people, and that's not smart at all. I wouldn't advise that. It makes me overwhelmed. It will probably make you overwhelmed as well. But, this podcast is the start of me taking that extra step and being the person that I want to be, and being the public person that I want to be at that. I want to show my most authentic self to others. And I want people to use this outlet in a way of like, okay, girl, can you talk about this? There's this thing going on campus. I don't understand what this is or that or whatever. And so, yeah, I don't want to just put my passion on everybody else or define my passion by, this world definition of success, whatever that may mean, but creating my own definition for my passion, creating my own definition for success. And that is definitely what I am targeting. In terms of following my passion, I've just, been extra nervous. I am literally a Black girl that has anxiety. And where I come from, like, people will look at you crazy, like, girl, anxiety? What do you mean anxiety? That don't exist. You know what I mean? Like, why are you why are you scared, or why are you doing this? Da, 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 da. And realizing or finding out that I have anxiety or that I get nervous about these things, it actually didn't make me feel ashamed about it at all. It just made me, embrace it. Like, okay, well, I have anxiety or I'm scared because I want to do it. I have a passion for it. And so that's how I'm redefining my passion. But redefining a passion is overwhelming. How do you get through the overwhelming part? You know how to define it, you know how to navigate through it, but when does it stop being overwhelming? When does it stop being something that is emotionally draining? When does it stop being emotionally draining whenever you're trying to get other people to understand that, hey, this is my passion. Can you respect that? Can you respect that this is what I want to do? What's funny? I posted not too long ago on my Instagram, and I made this, like, it was like Dr. Umer's sound or whatever. And I was like, why? Oh, when people start projecting their fear on my career path. That video got 32.1K likes. Like, 32,000 people related to, literally, people have been projecting their fear on your career path, on your passion. It's annoying. And 32,000 people agreed with me, right? And that was a sign for me to even start up, this prompt for this episode, because this is me taking the extra step and the extra mile to be like, you know what, I can do this. I can start a podcast. I can post the reels that I want, or I can post the TikToks that I want, even if I get 5 likes, like, per video. Like, this is more so encouragement to do what you want to do with your passion, although it's overwhelming, right? And questioning, maybe any suggestions of, okay, what does that look like to not make your thinking about your passion overwhelming? Oh, hey, girl, I got the key to that, or I have an idea to get you through that, you know what I mean? But it's more so of me wanting to conversate about, your passion is whatever you make it. Your success is whatever you make it. And you shouldn't let nobody make you feel that way, even yourself, because sometimes we can be our worst enemy. We can be our worst enemy just because we are so caught up in, oh my gosh, well, what about he or she says that and he or she didn't even say anything. They never even commented on a post because you never even made it, right? And I think sometimes we're trying to be so realistic and less optimistic to where, we kind of emotionally drain ourselves, And now that I think about it, I think that's the most overwhelming part of it. Is like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about everybody else but Malia. I'm thinking about everybody else but what I actually want to do. And so it's kind of hard to not give a F, right? It's kind of hard to feel like, okay, well, we're just gonna go with it. I don't know what that looks like for me right now, but I'm gonna just go with it. I'm gonna just trust the universe or God or whatever you believe in. And we finna set this off. And I think that's what's so beautiful about, putting aside being scared or the anxiety and just letting your passion speak for itself. Just letting your passion be, your spokesperson, and it will shine through you. You don't have to convince anybody that your passion is worth being talked about or worth being the set of something, right? It doesn't mean that if your passion is being a school teacher and everybody thinks that you're not going to make money by being a school teacher, so what? Who cares? You are doing that because you want to do it. And plus, passions are driven from something that you internally have, right? So you internally have a gift for something. So if your gift is to, make children feel calm, why not be a school teacher? Why not, not worry about pay or money if that's what's driven, right? Everybody right now is fiending for money. Even if you have the most money in the world, billionaires they're going to keep making money. They're always making money. They're always trying to figure out a way to make money. So it's just kind of like I put myself in a place of like, well, the money part, we ain't going to worry about that right now. I'm going to make enough to where I'm comfortable, right? We're going to figure out that part, but I'm not going to be driven to have the latest Gucci bag or the latest Birkin, because then that starts to be your passion. And then you get overwhelmed by, well, this used to be my passion. Now oh, wait, because I was worried about that Birkin bag. When originally it was just me wanting to do media or me wanting to be a news anchor, right? So that's another pillar to, this conversation when it comes to passion is just sometimes we compare ourselves to people, especially on social media right now. Social media is jumping with just people comparing themselves to other people's success. But it's hard, right? Because even for me, you'll see a 22-year-old, same age as me, a 22-year-old with a Tesla, a pretty white Tesla. Meanwhile, girl, we're still eating ramen noodles in the dorm. Like, are we still eating ramen noodles in our campus apartment? Like, and she gets to have a Tesla? Like, oh my gosh, like, how did that happen? But also, too, somebody has told me that comparison is the thief of joy. We keep comparing ourselves to people, and it's never going to work out for us. It's never going to work out to where we are truly enjoying like what we bring to the table, because we're caught up in the societal norm of just being rich and a baddie. Sometimes being rich and a baddie ain't enough. Sometimes you just gonna have to be your authentic self, and it's not gonna be as pretty, right? But also too, like, definition, you get to define that. You get to define what's a rich baddie. A rich baddie might not even be concerning money, but it could be, I'm rich in myself. I am who I want to be. Everybody isn't their most authentic self. It's a gift to keep thriving and pushing to be your authentic self, and also staying with your passion. No shade to the real estate agents, but don't nobody want to be a real estate agent just to have a nice bag. Like, why are we encouraging people to do things that's a little bit more tangible, quote unquote, instead of encouraging them more to go with their passion. I think the community part is also the issue because we look up to a lot of our families, a lot of our friends. We expect them to encourage us, right? It's unfortunate that we have to put ourselves in a position to be like, well, I'm just going to make sure I am happy and I'm going to stay driven by my passion. But to do it alone, to not have somebody encourage you along the way for your passion is just like, dang, like that doesn't feel good. And so I encourage you, you know what I mean, to not be that person to tell the young teacher that she shouldn't teach anymore because she's not making any money. I encourage you to not be that person to tell that young communication major, media person, do like, stop chasing that. You needed to go get a real job. Like, stop telling people to do things they don't want to do. Instead, hey, I will support you along the way. I don't know what this is going to look like for you, but I support you and I know you're going to do great things. Affirmations, speaking into people, it's not hard. It's not hard. Mostly people don't even want to ask you for money. They just want to ask you for that verbal support, like that reassurance. Like, hey, you got something great going on. Keep going. Like, have a push, you know? And it shouldn't be encouraged that, well, I'm not going to depend on anybody to tell me if I'm doing good or not. And da-da-da. It shouldn't even be that way. It should be a way of, oh, okay, well, my homegirl just told me I got it, so I ain't listening to the negative comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be more of that encouragement from a community. We work best with community, with people we love. Think about a person whenever you made the biggest accomplishment of your life, or maybe even a small accomplishment, there's a person that pops up in your head that you're like, dang, I want to call them, or I wish I can call them. You know what I mean? Like, that's living proof that that's somebody that we thrive for community and that we thrive for that support. But yeah, I leave you with that. Enough about that. But we're going to go into our next segment, which is the music segment. Okay, what y'all been listening to? Because I'm going to tell you what I've been listening to. Okay. All right. So the song that I have been listening to is It a Crime by Mariah the Scientist. She just came out with a EP. It's a nice little EP. It's pink with a green soldier, and she has her head up, and she's all cute and fancy. But it's a super dope project. A lot of people have been going back and forth about it, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is not the usual Mariah the Scientist, or whatever the case may be. Like, every song is not going to be the same. Like, just enjoy the project. If you don't like the song, you don't like the song. But Is It a Crime right now is my favorite on the album, honestly. Well, I don't know if it's an EP or album, but it's my favorite. And I think she just really ate with, she always eat when it comes to, like, sharing love. You know what I mean? Like, putting the love in the song, and the toxic love in the song too. Like, it's just more so like she really describes to a T how it is hard to be loved by a man and to love a man. Okay, for the ladies out there, sorry men. Okay, we'll have a song next week to where we like, okay, we on your side. But right now, Mariah the Scientist, she ate with that song. If you haven't heard it yet, I would go listen to it. It's a nice chill song, chill R&B. Most of my suggestions of what I'm listening to, it'll be R&B or it'll be a little rap into it. Like, for example, I slide this in there, Little Nudie album. I'm not gonna lie, it's bumping. It's bumping. So y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about it. But I love Lil Nudie. He ate with this project. The song on that album that really got me going was BTA. I'm not going to say what BTA mean, but y'all look it up because it's not appropriate for me to say. But BTA, yeah. On a good day, I'm bumping that in the car or bumping it in the gym. Just fire. I love BTA. But yeah, also too, follow me on Apple Music if you do want to hear what I'm listening to. And that is Maleah Walker, Walker, Maleah Walker, on Apple Music. There's no numbers. I might change it and make it a little bit different so it's easy to find for the next episode, but definitely listen to that, okay? All right. Well, we are wrapping up the episode. I hope that you guys, got something from it, that resonated with you. Or I hope that it made you question some things and made you want to have a conversation about it, because that's what we're here for. We have journal prompts to have conversations, guys. So please keep it coming. So the last segment that we're going to go into, which will be reoccurring, is a campus tip, okay? All right, so this is my campus tip. Hold it dear to your chest, okay? All right, so the library. Atkins Library, if you go to UNC Charlotte, Atkins Library, guys, during exam time or midterm time, don't go there to study. You're not going to find a place. Don't even bother booking on the website, because you're not going to find a space, okay? Low-key spots that people don't really think about, like during in the morning or late at night, Sovi. When I was living in a dorm, I would go to Sovi, study downstairs, get some homework done, or upstairs. Yeah, study upstairs, get some homework done. It was fire. Also, too, another place it's probably not getting as low-key right now, but Cone on the second floor, there's like a little cubby. If you can find that, snatch it up and study right there. But yeah, those are the two spots that I personally study in. If you know some other spots that other people can study in that's like low-key spots, drop it down in the comments, okay? Or DM me on Instagram to let me know so we can get the people going, all right? Especially the freshmen. I know they're in a frenzy right now. My best advice is just take it all in, because college goes by fast. But thank you for tuning in to The Prompt. Once again, my name is Lily. Hit me up anytime, any questions, any suggestions about the podcast, whatever you feel. And we will see you next time.